His finger was aimed at Dafe. Dafe froze. He could feel their eyes piercing through his skin. He stood anyway. His legs felt like iron rods. The marker in his hand trembled. He managed 2 steps, then blank. His mind collapsed. And then someone said it. "Give him bananas, he'll wake up." Hello everyone, and welcome back to Stories That Inspire, a place where inspiration and hope come to life through powerful stories. I am Remilekun Idowu. If you're a returning viewer, I appreciate your continued support. And if you're new here, welcome to the community that spread positivity. I am so glad you're joining us. So stick around until the end, and I promise it will be worth your time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to encourage this storytelling journey. Today, we'll be looking critically at a journey of identity, rejection, and resilience. From being mocked in a class to becoming a voice for others, Dafe's experience will touch your heart and open your eyes. This is a powerful story of Dafe, which many of us can relate to. So let's dive in, and hopefully we can all learn something from this story. In a modest home on the outskirts of Warri, Delta State, Nigeria, a quiet celebration was underway. Dafe, the eldest of 3 children, had just received the letter that would change his life forever. His German student visa was approved. His mother hugged him tightly, whispering prayers through tears. His father, a retired teacher, clapped him on the back with pride. "We've sacrificed a lot for this," he said. "Go and shine." For Dafe, this wasn't just a journey. It was hope, packaged in a passport, a ticket to freedom, knowledge, opportunity. It was a beginning, a doorway, and a dream. He imagined snow-covered streets, clean classrooms, and deep intellectual conversations. He looked forward to meeting new people, sharing cultures, and making friends from around the world. What he didn't know was that beneath the structure and the promise of his new world, something colder than the European winter waited. Dafe gripped the armrest as the airplane descended, his palms clammy from both exhaustion and anticipation. Frankfurt sprawled beneath the clouds like a well-ordered cityscape, so unlike the noisy, vibrant chaos he had left behind in Lagos. He had always dreamed of studying abroad. It was supposed to be the new beginning, a clean slate, a place where knowledge and talent mattered more than tribe or skin. A place where it could just be Dafe, not the African boy, not a stereotype. But the moment the airplane doors opened and the cold German air kissed his cheeks, something shifted. It wasn't just the temperature that shocked him. It was the invisible chill in the air, like a silent warning. Inside the arrival hall, joyful reunions played out all around him. Laughter, tears, hugs. Dafe stood still, one suitcase in his hand and his heart in the other. He scanned the sea of faces, hoping for a smile, a wave, something familiar. There was no one. It was his first lesson. In this new world, he would have to walk alone. A voice interrupted his thoughts. "Guten Abend, wohin gehst du?" A towering man, with a thick beard, stood by a taxi, his accent sharp, his eyes unreadable. Dafe blinked. I want to go to the Goethe University. The man nodded, but eyed him strangely as they drove. Where are you from? He asked. Nigeria, Dafe responded. The driver scoffed. Never heard of it. Dafe looked out the window, lips pressed tight. How do you not know Nigeria? A nation with over 200 million people. A land of culture, music, genius, and grit. It is in Africa, Dafe said, trying to sound casual. The driver muttered something under his breath in German and turned the corner sharply. That small exchange left a bigger bruise than Dafe expected. It was his first major taste of what it meant to be invincible. At the Goethe University, things initially felt different. The administrative staff was kind, efficient, no long queues, no shady bribes. He received his student ID, a room key, and a course list without hassle. His assigned roommate, Salomon, was a high-spirited Palestinian with expressive eyes and a warm heart. They connected instantly. Football was their common language. Arsenal fans, both of them, they argued about match starts late into the night. Every morning, they practiced German together. Dafe had passed a 3-month intensive language course before starting his civil engineering degree. He found the language hard. Umlauts confused him. Pronunciations tripped him. He sometimes cried in the shower, not because of pain, but sheer frustration. But every morning, he showed up again, headphones in, lips muttering German verbs, repeating each one like a prayer. He thought he was ready. He thought the worst was behind him. He was wrong. His first engineering math class was in a grand modern lecture hall with tall glass walls and pristine whiteboards. Dafe entered with quite a confidence. Math has always been a safe space. Back in Nigeria, he could solve problems blindfolded. He found a seat among a group of German students and smiled politely. Hallo, guten Morgen. Only one nodded without looking up. The others ignored him, shifting in their seats ever so slightly, like his presence made the roll too tight. Professor Schneider, fast-paced and stern, launched into advanced calculus. Dafe's pen moved slower than the rest. Laptops clicked like machine guns. Equations filled the screen. Sweat pooled under Dafe's arms. His mind raced, but he couldn't keep up. Then the professor pointed towards a bright student in the front row. Solve this, he said. She did gracefully. The class applauded. Then came the professor's next command. You, solve the next one. His finger was aimed at Dafe. Dafe froze. He could feel their eyes piercing through his skin. He stood anyway. His legs felt like iron rods. The marker in his hand trembled. He managed 2 steps, then blank. His mind collapsed. And then someone said it. Give him bananas. He'll wake up. There was an explosion of laughter. But to Dafe, this was cruel and dehumanizing. The professor frowned, but did not address it. No one corrected the student. Not a word was spoken in Dafe's defense. Dafe stood there like a zoo animal on display, humiliated, devalued, and diminished. That night, he didn't sleep. His thoughts clouded at his chest. The words echoed in his stillness. Monkey, banana, go back to Africa. He skipped breakfast. He didn't want to be seen. But Solomon noticed. What happened? He asked softly. Dafe told him every word scrapped against his truth. Solomon sat in silence, eyes clouded with empathy. Then gently, Dafe, every great man walks through fire, but you're trying to run from it. Let it burn the fear out of you. Let it flood you. But the fire hot, it left blisters on his spirit. The following days were worse. Students whispered as they walked by. A classmate walked past him and whispered, Chim. Someone else snickered as he passed the library, saying, better keep your phone. Africans steal, right? Even a coffee shop cashier once asked for prepayment just in case. Not everyone laughed, but many said nothing. That silence was just as loud. But one day, in the dining hall, something shifted. A girl named Elise, an outspoken German Nigerian from the Faculty of Arts, overheard someone mock Dafe's accent. She stood up. That's enough, she barked. You think mocking someone for trying to speak your language makes you smart? No, it just makes you small. The table fell silent. Dafe looked up, stunned. It was the first time someone spoke up for him. She didn't just stop there. Elise later connected him with a support group of international students. They shared stories, cried together, laughed together, and he realized he wasn't alone. That night, Dafe dreamt of his mother reading the Bible by candlelight. It is possible to do anything if you believe. He woke up, wiped his face, and wrote a note on his mirror. Just believe, no matter what. And then he stopped hiding. He showed up in every class early, sat in the front row, studied harder than he ever had in his life. He joined a campus mentoring group, speaking up for younger students from immigrant backgrounds. He even wrote a piece for the university newsletter about racism, titled Invisible Battles. It spread across campus like wildfire. Some students apologized, some didn't. One night, a knock came at his door. It was the boy who had yelled bananas. Eyes downcast, voice unsure. Hey, I was stupid. I'm sorry. I have a math assignment and I need help. Dafe looked at him and smiled. Sure, I'll help you. Not because he forgot, but because he refused to carry bitterness. So, know this. Racism isn't just about slurs. It's in stares, in silence, in systems. It's in who gets the benefit of the doubt and who gets followed in a store. It's in jokes that aren't funny and questions that cut like grass. But every time someone like you, Dafe, and I rises, racism loses its grip. To the one who has always been mocked for their accent, overlooked because of their skin, or reduced to a stereotype. This story is yours. You're not invincible. You're not weak. You're not what they say you are. Let your success echo louder than their mockery. Let your light burn through their shadow. And to those who laugh, stay silent, or ignore injustice, understand that every joke plants a seed, and one day that seed may grow into a wound, a movement, or a reckoning. Racism is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers, but so can courage. Be the one who speaks. Be the one who stands. Be the one who helps others rise. Because when we choose light over hate, the world changes one story at a time. Thank you for joining me on this journey of transformation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me weekly to discover more inspirational stories. Please share this story with someone you know might need some positive energy this week. See you next week.